Hello and welcome to another Leon Says. In this Leon Says, I just want to show you what you can do with a simple computer and a FireWire camera and talk a little bit about our place in the universe. Now, I know this might look like a little strange setup right now, so let me show you the view from a different camera. If I get my Canon camera fired up, you'll notice that I'm sitting here in front of a green screen. And I want to stress that everything I'm doing today, I'm doing live with a little piece of software called CamTwist, which is free. So I just have a camera hooked up to my laptop. I've got the laptop camera, and I've also got another little USB camera hooked up, just so you can see my other camera. So there you can see the camera that is going to do most of the filming on me. It's a bit fancy, but any FireWire DV camera will do for what's going on today. So what I want to show you today is just what you can do in real time with today's technology. So you can see I'm sitting in front of a green screen. So I could be anywhere I want to be in the world. So I kind of like The Daily Show, and there's The Daily Show set. And if I just click on my green screen and put a little effect in there, ta-da, I'm in The Daily Show. Now again, my tolerances on my green screen are a little off. You can see a little bit of haloing going around, but you get the idea. With a little bit more time, a little bit more lighting, this could be really well done. Now, I want to talk about the Hubble Deep Space probe. The Hubble Deep Space probe was a project done in the late 90s where they just pointed the Hubble telescope out into space.
Astronomers in 1996 attempted to do something extraordinary. They pointed the Hubble Space Telescope into a part of the sky that seemed utterly empty, a patch devoid of any planets, stars, and galaxies. This area was close to the Big Dipper, a very familiar constellation, and the patch of sky was no bigger than a grain of sand held out at arm's length. This was a somewhat risky move by the scientists. After all, observing time on this telescope is in very high demand, and some questioned whether it would be wasted trying to look at nothing. There was a real risk that the images returned would be as black as the space at which it was being pointed. Nevertheless, they opened the telescope and slowly, over the course of 10 full days, photons that had been traveling for over 13 billion years finally ended their journey on the detector of humanity's most powerful telescope. Their feeble signals collected almost one by one. When the telescope was finally closed and the images were processed, the light from over 3,000 galaxies had covered the detector, producing one of the most profound and humbling images in all of human history. Every single spot, smear, and dot was an entire galaxy, and each one containing hundreds of billions of stars. Later, in 2004, they did it again, this time pointing the telescope towards an area near the constellation Orion. They opened the shutter for over 11 days and 400 complete orbits around the Earth. Using detectors with increased sensitivity and filters that allowed more light through than ever before, over 10,000 galaxies appeared in what became known as the Ultra Deep Field, an image that represented the farthest we've ever seen into the universe. The photons from these...
So again, just a tiny little bit of space. If you hold your thumb out and close one eye, that little bit of space contains thousands of galaxies. So the known universe contains hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with the billions and billions of stars. And so when you start to think about the universe in that sense, your place in the universe certainly gets put in perspective. But nowadays, everybody is talking about multiverses and all these parallel universes. And it really is starting to become obvious that there are certainly many different mechanisms that would explain multiple universes. Whether you want to talk about quantum mechanics and the fact that the universe may divide every time there's a quantum effect, Or just looking back at the history of our own Big Bang and looking at the math involved there, it implies that there are other universes that are also expanding just like ours. So we are one universe in a bunch of bubble universes, and there are continually new universes being made. So it's really sort of humbling to think about just how small the Earth is in terms of all the known galaxies in the universe, and the fact that there are probably many, many more multiverses within our multiverse. So, things to make you think on this, Leon Says.